Hey guys, thanks for checking out this latest video. This was actually just supposed to be a test of my new setup, but it turned out way better than I thought it was going to, so I decided to throw it up there. Let me know in the comments if you want to see some more stuff like this, and then also, as always, there are affiliate links down below for all the things I use. Check it out, enjoy the video, thanks for watching. Okay, back on the bike. I really hope that's the microphone that I feel close to my mouth and not the stupid headphone piece, and that I'm going to be able to hear all of this. We'll ride the little short loop here in a second. I guess I'll try to keep talking about things. This is going to be a short ride. We're just running this little loop that I like to ride after making a modification or a repair or testing something. This bike has always, this motor has always and still does want to slip a little bit in fifth gear under light load. I still haven't figured out if it's a clutch problem or a gearing problem. I'm thinking it's a gearing problem because if I let off the throttle and slide my foot under the shifter and give it a decent amount of force up, it seems to resolve it. But yeah, once I get into fifth gear, if I'm still accelerating, it'll slip. I don't know if you could hear it on the camera a minute or two ago or not. So we're gonna do what I call the short loop, which is about 5 or so miles. Takes 10 or 15 minutes to do it at these lower speeds. Probably not 15, maybe not even 10. I don't know. Speed limit's 35 right here. I'm going about 35, 36. It does drop to 25 once you get back here a little bit more. And with good reason. The road narrows, becomes one lane. There's a lot of hidden driveways, some turns, tight turns. On a motorcycle it's fine, you can handle it, but you can see why you would want that in a car. That new exhaust baffle has almost completely eliminated my decel pops, which I have mixed feelings about. I don't want to be a nuisance when I'm slowing down, but I also kind of like the way it sounds. So I don't know. The big thing is it dampens that droning that you get at high speed and high gear. It has that little honeycomb mesh, almost like a catalytic converter would, that just kind of dampens the pop from the motor. Haven't really noticed any performance decrease out of it either. It's still really high flow. This thing's still louder than I would want it to be, but it's never going to be as quiet as it was stock with that 125cc engine. Thought about picking up another one of these. Alright, so that's the road, Mills Lane, that we'll come back out on. And then, we'll cut back, we'll go down this hill, and then we'll cut back up another road called Wash Road. This is a little loop I like to ride it's got good, varying road conditions and, you know, turns and stuff, so it gives you like a decent little benchmark on the bike, or it does for me. You can kind of measure how it performs on all these things. Problem I used to have back with the 125 was it had that little evap canister to prevent gasoline fumes from escaping into the environment, and I guess it did a really good job of that, because anytime you'd go downhill like this and just let off the gas, when you'd go to give it gas again, I guess that little canister would flood with gasoline, and then it wouldn't let any air through, and so you just have vapor lock, complete vapor lock on the tank, and you wouldn't be able to accelerate anymore, and the engine would just choke out and die. And the trick was to open the gas cap. Ah, look at these rock formations. I love coming down here. Wish I could ride the whole trail. I don't have time, though. This road's more fun coming up, because you can go a little faster. Just the way the curves are. No, it's just because I'm not a pro, dude. Just because I don't ride fast enough, often enough. I'm not shredding my tires. It's like this is a Chinese clone of a Honda Grom. It's never going to be fast. It's mostly just fun. Thought about putting more knobby tires on it so I can make it a little bit more adventurous. Ride someplace street legal and then hop off and go on a dirt trail. Sounds kind of appealing to me. The other thing I could do, I guess, is get a dirt bike and convert it to a supermoto. Ooh, dead creature. Too mangled to even tell what it was. On and on we go. It's cold out this morning. It's only about 36 right now, so I've got all my Michelin Man marshmallow gear on, which I guess will also help me out if I wreck. So that way straight is the long way. We're gonna go up Wash Road here. I haven't ridden out here in a while, so I'm gonna be pretty careful, but if I'm riding one of these roads for the second time on the day and I know there's not a bunch of gravel or leaves built up, it's pretty fun. There is a little S-turn up here that we'll hit with some speed. Here it comes. I like that little turn. But you gotta watch, because even when it's been clear, you know, people have cattle and stuff up here. They pull trailers in and out. You get that little bit of dust on the road. And that's enough to slide out. I've slid out pretty bad on this turn before. I was able to recover it, but if I'd been on a bigger bike, I don't know that that would have been the case. This bike is so light, you can pretty much get it over sideways and then just flick your weight and it'll flick back up with you. You just have to be careful so it doesn't throw you and high side you right into the guardrail or something. Of course, there is no guardrail here. I guess you just hit somebody's fence. Hi, cows! Yeah, they don't mind me. There's lots of louder bikes, cars, side-by-sides, and all kinds of stuff out here. This is why I like winter riding. If you have the right gear, there's nobody else out. Like, just cars. I don't mind other motorcycles. It's the ATVs and side-by-sides. They don't have any mirrors, and half the time the people driving them are drunk. Which, I mean, you know, it sounds like a good time and all, but it's not very safe for them or for the rest of us. Dogs! Look like some bulldogs. Maybe boxers, I don't know. This thing still just sounds like a dirt bike. It's both good and bad. People don't take you too seriously on this bike, which is pretty good. You know, they don't think that it's going to go very fast, and truth is it's not, but it still accelerates pretty quick. It can basically beat anything on four wheels off the line. And then as soon as those things get to like 30 miles an hour, you're done. So we have these nice little twists and turns, some 35, 45 mile per hour zones to give a nice little test. And then we hop on ZS-190. Speed limit's 55. A lot of times people will go about 60. This thing will comfortably do 55. 60, it starts to get a little squirrely. Again, I think that's just some balance and tolerance issues in the wheels. It's probably things I could fix with some weights, but I just don't go that fast on it. So those forces really don't bother me. So my last video, you probably saw where I did the short little, not really a moto vlog, just like a little test of the exhaust. The wind noise was really bad. I'm really hoping that's fixed in this video. I mean, I'm sure the GoPro's picking up all kinds of crazy wind, but I'm really hoping that that this microphone can mostly just hear me, maybe a tiny bit of wind just so you know I'm moving, and then some engine noise, and hopefully that's it. I don't know, I may end up wrapping this mic in some cotton or something, and then seeing if that dampens it. This is just a USB-C headset that I got with one of my old Samsung phones. You know, back in the day when phones came with headphones. This is right after they got rid of the headset jack. All right. Good to go. Speedometer 55. Nice, easy. We're at close to the red line for what the speedometer shows, but it was built for that 125. Red line for this bike is around, or for this motor is around 10,000 RPM. And then at about 12,000 RPM, you'll start to float valves, which you don't really want to do. It's almost time for me to tear this motor down and rebuild it. It's getting a little bit of oil blow-by. These are quote-unquote high-performance dirt bike engines. I mean, so this engine is actually a Chinese clone of a Japanese dirt bike engine, which is still essentially just a bored and stroked, I think, 70cc Honda motor. So, you know, we're more than double what this motor was originally meant to do. And I mean, they beefed up components and all that, but even still, they're not built to be reliable, they're just built to be powerful for their size and weight. Alright, well, that's pretty much it. That was our 55 mile per hour run. I'm gonna go home, get some coffee, get warmed up, and see you guys in the next video.